Hey, hello.
Hi
hello,
guys.
everyone. So this is interesting. It's Wellbeing Wednesday episode, what did I say, 19? 19. We got our buddy Paolo in,
Yay.
our Wellbeing Fest buddy, and we're going on 3 different pages. It's even better.
Yeah, so we might be looking at different cameras at the same time, so bear with us.
So please share, and if you're catching this on YouTube, subscribe, or if it's on the podcast, same thing, because it just goes everywhere, Paolo.
Amazing.
We just go all over the place. So
we've got Paolo from Purelands Acupuncture, and you're our special guest today, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm very honoured to be the first guest. So
rightly so, though, I think, on
Definitely.
this, because it's just because you're normally working on a Wednesday, otherwise. I think
Wednesday's very busy normally. Yeah.
Maybe we should reschedule this.
We'd have to change the name then.
That's all right. It'd be Monday Muses or Monday Marvellous. I don't know. We'll work out something. Anyway, let's just chit chat. So today we wanted to share with you ways to relax, and no better person to, because I think you're the calmest person, one of the calmest people I know.
He's very chilled.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Paolo comes in just like floating at horizontal, and a lot of my clients use your service, and they use your service as well, which is kind of why we
all kind of gel together, don't we?
Yeah, so
we provide a full service for everybody.
Yeah,
it's
best
quite
of all worlds.
Yeah, well, I think it's important because then we get an idea of how we can produce that service.
Yeah, and I think we wanted to chat about relaxation, guys. So we all kind of involved in relaxing people, aren't we?
Well, not me. I kind of.
I do feel relaxed.
I
after
know.
kickboxing. I do. I definitely feel better after kickboxing.
Different approaches.
Yeah. So, but we're talking about relaxation today, and we thought we'd talk about what you do.
Yeah. So acupuncture.
Yeah.
So, just a brief background. Most people know that, acupuncture derives from traditional Chinese medicine. Traditional Chinese medicine, started over 4,000 years ago. And it's all built by observing kind of people, nature, the interactions, and, it's built on millions of, case studies around kind of every kind of proper, condition. And really the way to treat all of them, is balancing. And what better way to balance than, to be relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love the treatment myself, because we both had acupuncture with Paolo.
Yeah.
And it's funny, because I had treatment last week, didn't I? And every time that firstly, the treatments are amazing, and I'm feeling really calm and relaxed and balanced, and I feel like my energy and my meridians have been balanced, which is fantastic, because it's quite close to what I'm doing. We manipulate energy, but when you've got this point that you were helping with sickness, weren't you, from my injury, and I was feeling quite sick, and so Paolo finds this amazing point here for sickness, and then every time he puts his needle in this point, what happens there?
You get tingles all the way up your hand.
I get like an electric shock. So it's pretty powerful, is what I'm saying. It's like, and there's something in this point for me, and then when Paolo's doing his magic and putting the needles in, I would get like an electric shock that I would jolt back.
Yeah. So was it like, are you feeling like nauseous?
Yeah, I've been feeling pretty sicky, so these are really good points for sickness, aren't they?
Yeah, so at this point, it's called Neiguan, or pericardium 6 in English, and it's kind of, many people have, sickness bands from when they're travelling, so it's just applies pressure on that point. So it's kind of, it's known, in the Western world as well, that this point's always been good for, nausea, sickness, travelling, kind of helps calm the mind, which obviously then calms your stomach. So
like if I was, because I know that
you can press on it as well.
So just press it. So if I was feeling a bit.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the best points to kind of self-acupressure. So to find it, if you're looking at your hand, most people would be doing it towards them.
Yeah.
What you want to do is you get the distance from your elbow to your wrist, you half it, and then you half it once more, and you're in the...
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then wherever it's tender, near there, or where it's a little bit more sensitive, that's the right point.
Right, okay. So half it. half it again,
Yep.
and half it again.
And then it's just around that area where it's more tender. And it's right in the middle of the wrist crease. So it's not to the left, it's not to the right, just in the middle.
And it
That's
was
cool.
it was
I like
just
that.
amazing to take the sickness away.
Yeah.
I felt like my sickness was much reduced. And the other thing is that it did, because this is like my Reiki hand.
Yeah.
And so there was something with Paolo's kind of acupuncture in my Reiki hand, and it just it made me jolt back every time I had a treatment.
Because on the other hand, you didn't feel it as much, did you?
Because this is my leading hand for doing healing, and every time you put the needle in, the electricity would go and I'd jump back.
That's good.
It was so powerful. It was amazing.
So, no two people with the same condition will feel the same things.
Yeah.
So, if Matt and Nina both came in and they both had sickness, potentially Nina's feeling on her right hand, Matt might not feel it at all, or he might feel it on his left hand.
Yeah.
Or you could feel it on both hands. So it's, depends on the person's constitution and their problem personally that affects, where they're more sensitive, where they're less sensitive.
So if you were feeling that yourself and you wanted to kind of do that self-help, you would have to try it on both ones, is that correct? Or does it matter? So if I'm like feeling a bit, car sick and...
I would do it on both arms. Yeah. And then, the one that you feel most, do a little bit extra on.
Right,
but
okay.
Like for Nina, I do it on both sides anyway.
Yeah.
One is a little bit more powerful for her, but both help. Yeah. Always the right one for Nina.
But you do a lot of meditation as well, though. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, we do a lot of meditation. Yeah. So, back when, Chinese medicine was first discovered, we didn't have MRIs, we didn't have, electromagnetic meters or anything like that. So the way they discovered all of these amazing acupuncture points is by meditating on the body, by really feeling, as much as a person could possibly feel, every little change that's going on. So they would feel, I have a problem area here, and then, you prod a bit, and then, if you really contemplate on which one felt more sensitive, that's how they started mapping out the body. So
that's incredible that they worked it out like that, isn't it?
Yeah, well, if a few thousand people do it, I'm sure you can get the body done fairly quickly.
Yeah. And you had a treatment, didn't you, with Paolo as well?
Yeah, I was just saying, so I think I shared a video, it was about a year ago, so I think I initially came from my back on my knee, and so I think the first one I remember the last one I came into, so you put the needles on the knee, and was it
Yes, I put some
electric shock.
Yeah.
Did you? Electric shock.
But it did help, actually. It helped, and actually, then I noticed it more on my other side, because we only worked one side. I think that might have been the first time I came in, but it did help.
So, typically when we do needles, we want people to be able to feel a bit of a change, a bit of movement.
Yeah.
Because, when I put them in for you, you didn't feel anything, did you?
No.
So, what I then did was I stimulated, and if you still can't feel after a little bit of, stimulation from my hands, one way to kind of turn it up a notch is by connecting a TENS machine and on a little
I've
bit
had
of
that before. It's did you have it on your lower back?
Not a TENS machine. You did the... I can't remember what you did on my...
I think I did the TENS machine on your leg.
With my leg,
It's really, if you've got a painful lower back, it's amazing.
But for me, it was the first time I've been, the first time I had something like that, so I did feel real comfortable at it.
So it's not about, it doesn't have to get to the point where you can really tell, it's just so you can feel that you've got needles in your leg.
No, it didn't.
There's something swirling around, there's some sort of energy. Yeah, and I also feel really like, because obviously acupuncture is very healing and is balancing the energies in the bodies and the chakras, but I also feel very chilled afterwards as well, like a bit floaty and kind of...
But that's the point, like you said, it's about balance. So, and your initial business is Yin and Therapies, so it's that Yin and the Yang. So I think that's why where we are sharing clients, they get the maximum because they've got, obviously they're coming to use, whether it be the massage or the acupuncture, they're de-stressing here, and for yourself, whether it be for your Yin and Therapies or your yoga, it's all working. And I know a couple of martial arts instructors that incorporate all that themselves into what they're doing. Because
that's really cool.
But it's Chinese. It's all come from there. Even though my martial arts is arguably Japanese, but that's you do martial arts as well.
And Reiki's Japanese as well.
Yeah, and even that you're just working, say, a different point in a different
You're
way.
using energies to manipulate energy, and I'm a facilitator of the energy. So
Yeah.
it's just different ways of using.
Yeah. Well, you can't just go one-sided.
No.
Otherwise,
No.
so that's where it is helpful having.
Yeah. Well, if you do, you know, quite intensive sports,
Yeah.
you need quite intensive relaxation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just to calm the
You
head
just
down.
need to, you do, just to kind of balance it out.
Yeah.
But so sometimes I feel like, you know, like you need to say you're stressed and you want to get rid of that stress. Sometimes you can feel in the mood for going to yoga and
Mhm.
getting rid of that stress.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you can feel in the mood for going and punching up the bag to get rid of that stress as well.
No,
Yeah.
for me personally,
Me as well.
and the same. I think this last year it was about me personally. Now, like I just need to try out some different things
Yeah.
and not just have the one. Because don't get me wrong, it's
Yeah.
that's of course that's what I love. That's what I love to do.
But you
But it did.
decided,
I
didn't
just
you?
found,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, why didn't I do it sooner? Because it just cleared my head in a different sense, and it shut out some other noise that was going, because we all have it.
Helps you go inward.
Stress
doesn't
every
it?
day,
Yeah,
right? There's
yeah.
of some sorts. There's always something there. It could be just the billets just dropped on your on your doormat, and if that's the
Yeah.
only stress, then sometimes
you're
that's
quite
not so
lucky,
bad.
aren't
But
you?
for some,
Yeah.
that could be. If it's,
Depends how
no,
you
it's all
perceive it as
yeah,
well,
definitely.
doesn't it? Different
definitely.
stresses. So, what other ways to relax do you do there, Matt? What do you? So you've got your yoga, you've got your kickboxing. What else do you do? You watch movies, don't you?
I like
Yeah.
I do love a good movie. I must admit, I don't, maybe not like I used to. So that I can just switch off a little bit.
Yeah.
It just might be a bit of a walk, really.
Yeah.
So I'm fortunate. I can walk to here. I can walk into work. So
that's nice. Isn't
yeah,
it?
and then it might be I'll walk in 15 to 20 minutes, whatever. But then back, and I'll probably come back again later on.
Clears the head as
Yeah,
well.
definitely. And I think it's staying disciplined with that. And yeah, it's not all, every day is different. I think it's quite interesting because tomorrow's World Mental Health Day, right?
Yeah.
Wear some
yeah.
yellow. So
It's funny because I've been wearing yellow all week, and I've got a real fetish with yellow.
is it? I don't know if you've got
Yeah.
anything yellow. I'm saying that. I'm thinking,
See my
what
yellow
actually have I got
jacket?
yellow, right?
Yeah.
You have to wear your gloves out, wear your boxing gloves.
So yeah.
Oh, I ain't got
it's
yellow boxing gloves. I'll have to get some.
See, yellow
rainbow
relates to personal power, so that's probably why they've chosen that colour to represent their special World Mental Health Day, because, you know, being in control of your mental health is all about empowering yourself, isn't it, and taking control of your emotions and how you feel about things. So yellow is a really cool colour for them to choose, I think, for that.
So now you just brought up colours, because
Yeah, sure.
when I was coming to classes, you would talk about that. So you would get us to kind of imagine
So
this
yeah.
colour. So how does
So
that work?
so all the chakras have a different colour in the law of Reiki and in many other fields as well. So when you're dealing with a chakra, you've got the things that the chakra helps you with. So if that chakra is balanced, then, for example, the heart chakra, if it's balanced, obviously your emotions and your relationships with people external to your world are going to be good. And the colours that relate to the heart chakra are pink and green.
Right.
So if you use pink and green colours, so for example, if you wear a pink top or a green top, it's really going to soothe the heart chakra. Also with crystals, for example, if you were to use rose quartz, which is pink, that would be really healing for the heart chakra. And also green, any green colours. You know, and then it goes through all of the different chakras, so they've got all their different assigned colours. So it's funny that I'm wearing yellow. I must need a bit of solar plexus healing, because solar plexus healing is for the tummy here. So basically it's your abdomen area, and yellow is associated with that chakra. So yellow and the solar plexus chakra is all about your personal power and your confidence. So if you wear yellow, you feel majestic, you feel confident, and it's a really striking colour that really gets you feeling good inside. So it's a nice...
Colours are quite important, I think.
nice
and before
colour.
hearing this, even in terms of, if you're doing meditation and you're thinking ahead, so like a drill, sometimes I would work with in a class is, I want people to see ahead, focus on something. So having that colour around, it's probably quite good for
Yeah.
you know, visualization.
Yeah, you know what I
Because
associate...
bright colours are so important when you know,
Yeah.
if you visualise.
For you and your kickboxing, I always associate reds,
Mm.
and that's a really good colour, I think, because you use red in your branding, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
And it's, to me, it represents power
Mhm.
and strength.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good colour to
Yeah.
use. And even when you're going in and you're, you know, having a fitness kickboxing session, all the bags are red, aren't they?
We got red and black.
Got red and
That's where it was a bit
black,
difficult in the past, because so basically they would have it sound like that uniform, but it was like, well, you're gonna have to imagine like the red and white stripe that we'd have on the arms and the red coming out. But I don't know. I remember it. I don't know if you remember it. But do you remember the Ready Breck adverts?
Oh God, maybe, yeah.
And they used to go out of Ready Breck and they'd have like this red glow after they'd eaten their
Oh
porridge.
The Ready Breck glow.
Yeah. So there we go. That's got some good tips there.
Yeah.
Have you got any other ones, Paolo,
tips.
that you use? Because you kind of, like I said, you're the most chilled out
Yeah, are you
person.
actually... Are you
I feel like we've got to give you some
focusing
stress.
So,
I'm going to talk to you about half hour,
I mean,
see what happens then.
You know,
Oh
from
my
a Chinese
God.
medicine, obviously, just like in Reiki, you know, lots of, you know, all of our different organs or energy centers have their own colors associated with it.
Yeah.
So similarly, yellow, for example, in Chinese medicine, relates to the spleen, and you know that's very much related to having to kind of hold things centered, which is a great kind of, you know.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's probably one of the most quintessential parts of being both healthy and kind of relaxed. Is, you know, being centered. If your mind is, you know, elsewhere, thinking about whatever all the time, you're just completely disregarding your body. Yeah.
So I need some yellow.
So
Yellow's
basically
good.
what we're saying is, and also because it's Mental Health World Day tomorrow, everybody needs to wear yellow.
Mm.
So if you can find a piece of yellow, guys, to wear, and actually I've noticed a lot of other people are wearing yellow this week, so it must all be kind of
Coming together
towards tomorrow, maybe people are making a bit of a statement. But the other thing that I find with relaxation when I'm starting a yoga class as well is that to try and get people to adopt mindfulness. So when I say mindfulness, I mean taking their thoughts away from their deadlines and their day and their stressors, and getting their thoughts to kind of attach to more internal things, like think about your breathing and the chest rising and falling, and also thinking about your body and what parts of your body are touching the floor and so on and so on, so that you're not thinking into the future or the past, and you're kind of very present in what you're doing, and then that gives you a mental break from everything else that's going on.
Yeah, I liked it. For me, it was the Sunday, like Sunday evening. It kind of, for me, where it worked for me is I was ending the weekend, which good, bad, whatever, it doesn't matter, and then it just
set you up.
Especially like my children would, you know, they go back home when it be Saturday or Sunday, so I just needed that.
Something
because I missed them, so you know, I made some choices, but I still.
And actually, I think we've got Paolo coming soon. He said he's going to.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna wrap
When
up.
you starting?
Maybe this Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Come on,
I'll
guys.
have to come and. But you got an offer. But with that in mind, so you got an offer, haven't you, coming up?
Yeah, I actually do have an offer. So I've just posted new courses that start after the October half term. And if you book online with the code that I've popped on Instagram and Facebook, which I can't quite remember, but if you pop the code, I think it's Early Bird Beginners and Early Bird Hot Yoga. And basically, if you pop that into online booking, you're going to get a nice discount. So there's a £10 off.
Cool.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. But people can drop in as well. So if you can drop in for 15 quid if you don't want to commit to the course at any time.
Sure.
So yeah.
Cool.
So
Looping back around.
I was gonna say
Looping back around to the kind of leaving your problems at the door.
Yeah.
You know that's really the most important step actually when you do, you know, whether it's meditation or you go for yoga, kickboxing, acupuncture, any of it, because firstly, even if you stop thinking about your bills or whatever you have to do, it's not like they'll disappear,
No.
You don't have to keep them in your mind. They'll come back.
You sort it out.
it'll still be there when you come back.
Yeah,
out
exactly.
of your
So
hour
give yourself the hour break.
Yeah.
If you stop thinking about it for a minute, you're not going to forget about it forever. they'll quickly come back. So
you'll still remember when another bill comes on your doorstep, or
it's just kind of remove you from that.
Yeah, because I mean,
process.
We never have to try and remember our problems.
Yeah. Actually, it's a good point, because I suppose whatever it may be, or when you're using bills, it could be anything, right? But in any sense, you remove yourself from that for a sec, for an hour or hour and a half, whatever long it's going to be. Yes, it's still there when you go back, but actually, with a little bit of a clearer mind, you might find it a bit easier. Do you do gaming? Do you play on games?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
I used to. Really
all right. Sorry, that was a bit sexist, really. So, but what I mean is, if you're stuck on something, it's frustrating. It's the same. You just go back to it. It's a bit different, but with any task. So,
well, I think that's especially why people like meditation, isn't it? Because they can kind of take themselves away, look at a problem with a calmer mind, and then actually solve the problem in a better, more structured.
Well, it's hard to think when you're frustrated or you are stressed.
Or you're in it.
You're too much, and it's like your tension's building up. Your body's definitely changed. You're probably getting this. You probably feel sick, right? You feel everything, so you can't think straight. Your mind is just going nuts. So it is important to just step out of that situation, give yourself a bit of pause. I might say the chimp brain, that part of your brain is just kicking off big time. Would it be a child brain, or however you look at it, it's just something is just kicking off, and it's just going to limit it more. So
it's all about controlling this mind of ours.
I'm afraid so. Yeah.
Because it can run off and do really crazy things, can't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in control of your mind, you're really onto a winner, because you can kind of come back to yourself and kind of be like, no, I'm not going to listen to those thoughts, because I'm not actually my thoughts. I am me, and your mind is something that you have to learn to control and master throughout life, I think.
Because that's something that only you can really do for yourself. Obviously, when things get quite serious and you need to clear your head, you can go to yoga, you come for acupuncture, you go to kickboxing, but at the end of the day, we can't go in your head, twiddle around, sort your problems
out. I don't know. Sometimes I have my little Jedi mind tricks.
Okay, well,
but no.
Most people
hypnotize you.
But
no, you're right. Only you can sort that out.
But obviously, people like us support that. But you need to kind of put the work in yourself. But that's very empowering in itself, because
you're taking a step.
It's your own mind.
And you're the only one that can hear your thoughts as well. So do you want to listen to kind of negative, sad thoughts, or do you want to kind of clear it and then listen to more positivity? I know.
And sometimes you've got to let all the junk out anyway. Exhaust it all, about how it sounds, and then.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we spend so much time looking after our bodies physically, and how we look and that sort of thing, and every other aspect of our life. And then when it comes to the mind, there's sort of a bit of a stigma around it, isn't there? Which obviously is attached to the word mental health. But actually, it's a part of the human makeup. It's a part of us. So as we would look after our car, and we would look after our wardrobe, and we would look after our clothes and our physical body and our diets, we need to look after our minds as well.
Yeah, we've got to look after it all. Really.
If our mind is out of balance, our body has no control.
No, exactly.
Quite quickly you can see people, if you notice this potentially with people that have addictions or anything, mind starts going out of control, and then all of a sudden, their physical health just starts to degenerate so quickly.
Yeah.
Which means, it also works the other way. If you start to slowly improve the physical health quite often, you can start to nudge the mental health in the right direction. Or if you nudge the mental health in the right direction, it'll kind of boost their physical health right back up.
Well, motion leads to emotion.
Yeah.
So if we've got lack of emotion, if we're not moving, then it does, doesn't it? Have you not done something on a day and
I love getting up and getting out. That's the best way to start your day.
Yeah, definitely. You just got to move, and sometimes just say, right, up.
Get yourself out, And so, tomorrow's a pretty big day then for some people out there. And I was going to mention that if anybody needs somebody to talk to, there is a Samaritans around the Pittville area in Cheltenham, isn't there? So if you are struggling and you do need someone to talk to, but you can't afford a counsellor and that sort of thing, there's always the Samaritans. So they are operating in Cheltenham, and I'm sure they're operating wider.
All over. Yeah, nationwide.
So you can always drop in to chat to somebody, for some support, can't you?
There is always something, and then I also understand with that it's just taking that first step, and admitting to yourself that something isn't right.
Yeah.
But amazingly, for some people, that's what it takes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like some, you know, quite often we don't know what we're feeling until we we vocalize it, and then
bombshell comes along, and
it
can creep up. But
it's like fitness, though, isn't it? The hardest part is actually making it to the class.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And
definitely.
You're there, aren't you?
And I think with all those things, I know going back, before I was teaching, I would just think, I just got to turn up. Just turn up to class. Because you train, don't you?
Yeah.
You do your jiu-jitsu, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
But it's literally, I just got to turn up, and then
I
let the instructor. I just think they motivate me. They pick me up. I knew and it was them and it wasn't them, because they will say what they're going to say. You still got to decide if you want to do that or not.
Yeah.
But
it's up to you how you receive it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
actually, like Nina said earlier, if you leave your problems at the door, that's actually. Anytime I've had a good fight, good spar, good training session, it's when I've just, forgot about all of that and just, zoned in.
Yeah.
Because then you're in your body, you're aware. You're actually much more able.
You're fully there, present, aren't you, in that moment, and you're ready to go. If somebody obviously throws you over their shoulder or something, you can kind of block it.
If you think about your problems, you can't see a fist coming to your face.
Yeah, it's so, and I think that's what all of these things do that we offer. So obviously you've got kickboxing, you're offering acupuncture and massage, and I'm doing yin yang therapies and yoga. And the thing is that what we're all doing is kind of trying to take you away from your problems in some sort of capacity, and helping you forget about those and parking them. And then just giving you that mental break. It's just a little break from everything, isn't it?
Definitely.
That you need sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, it only takes a small change in your habits to make a big change in your health, for all
literally a 1% change.
Yeah. If you start going to a kickboxing session, all of a sudden, your digestion gets a little bit better, you're more energetic. And that'll probably slightly, that helps with mental health as well, because all of a sudden you're not always dragging your feet, you have energy to give, probably... you can even help others, you have more compassion, all of that. With Reiki, if you have some kind of energetic blockage, no matter how it's turning up, again, that makes you, if you're always constipated or something, that's always, going to be dragging you down. You don't have the energy, you don't have the motivation, because you're you're starting a foot behind, aren't you? So all it takes is, a couple of sessions of Reiki, you get past that, and all of a sudden you're flourishing again. And likewise with acupuncture, if a lot of people, they come to us for one problem, and then all of a sudden, generally all of their health's improved. Maybe you come to us for carpal tunnel. But whilst we're taking the carpal tunnel pain away, you've also started giving yourself an hour to relax every day.
Exactly.
I'm sure I fell asleep in my last session with you.
Everyone falls asleep.
I'm sure I did.
It's always a great compliment when people fall asleep, isn't it?
Maybe not in a kickboxing class, but...
That'd be disgusting, wouldn't it? I don't think that's possible.
No, it wouldn't be possible, no. Because we'd take photos of you and it would be like little selfies going like this. No, I wouldn't do that at all. Guys, thanks for watching. That's quite a long one, but
it was interesting.
We'd love to get Paolo back, okay? So
so please comment. Would you like Paolo to come back and we talk about
reschedule our day?
Yeah, for sure.
We'll change it. It won't be Wellbeing Wednesday anymore.
It's nice to have a different face on screen, isn't it?
I think it's good having 3 heads to something more powerful, more empowering.
Exactly. And if anybody else is interested in coming and sharing some wellbeing tips, just drop us a comment, get in touch.
Definitely.
And we're going to be coming back next Wednesday, aren't we? Episode 20.
Episode 20. Oh my gosh.
Can't believe it. Anyway, obviously get the yellow on, guys, and thanks for listening.
Definitely don't forget to subscribe on any of the stuff, put the alarm bells on and share, because someone's going to get something from it. Anyway, peace
guys. Take care. Bye.